What's up, Nail Geeks, and welcome back to another Hella Handmade Creations video, HHC. You and I have quite a bit of catching up to do as I make up for these past couple of weeks, so be prepared for tons of content. In the meantime, HHC opened up last night at wee hours of the morning for their shop this month. We have another special edition shop, meaning we have a holiday edition. So some makers do have either a holiday duo or some type of holiday polish, so we have a couple extra ones to squeeze in for this month. So without further ado, get comfy, cozy, and let's dive right into the swatches. We're going to start this off with Arcana Lacquer Deep in the Mines. This is described as a clear base with light and dark violet reflective glitter, blue glowing shimmer, and blue to purple flakes. This one's $13.50, capped at 240 bottles, and it's part of their Cozy Gaming series. I absolutely agree with that official description. It is a true clear base. I'm not seeing any type of tint whatsoever. With that said, this will topper really nice, as you'll see in the Will It Topper segment shortly. I'm going to suggest going up to 3 light coats with it. It wasn't super plump or anything, so no need to be careful with how thick or thin your layers are. I think it's very user-friendly in that regard. It does have a bit of texture from all those reflective glitters, so make sure you use a glitter smoother and possibly a blurring base coat if a visible nail line bugs you. BCB Lacquers brings us a holiday duo. This first polish in it is the Nutcracker Prince, described as a red when cold to tan when warm thermal with a red orange gold shimmer. The duo is only available as a set, so 2 polishes for $27, and the set is capped at 200 sets. How many times can I say sets? The Nutcracker Prince, no surprise here, has a beautiful, creamy, smooth formula. Fully expect this of this brand. Wonderful opacity here. 2 coats was all I need. Make sure you use a good glossy top coat because it does dry down quite flat. And then the other part of the duo is the Dewdrop Fairy. This is described as a purple when cold to pink when warm thermal with purple to pink shimmer. Now this is another one that is excellent opacity in terms of buildup. I know it starts off on the softer side in terms of what you're seeing. It almost looks jelly-like, more jelly-like than, say, the Nutcracker Prince, which applied very much on a creamier type of vibe. But I chose to stop at 2 coats regardless. I think some of you could go up to 3 coats, your preference on that, but personally I thought 2 coats was just fine. And again, this one also is down pretty flat, which is indicative to thermals, so use a good glossy top coat. And BCB Lacquers is also offering up a cuticle oil this month. I'd like to say a big congratulations to myself. I can finally freaking smell again. It is wonderful. It's been basically 2 months of this nasty, nasty cold I couldn't get rid of. But anyways, this month's cuticle oil is in the scent For the Record I Quit. Scent notes include woods, crisp air, berries, citrus, apples, fir needles, and pines. These are in those giant cuticle oil pens I love so much. They're 6 milliliters click pen container with a twist off cap. And the scent, I can actually describe smells now, yay, is straight up green. I know there's berries and citrus and apples in it, but to my nose, I'm getting up mostly that fir needles and pine. So if that Christmas tree type of smell is your jam, 10 out of 10 recommend, especially with the holidays coming up. BCB Lacquers, their regular polish for this month is I hate the AM, I hate the PM, I hate labels, and I actually really feel this name so much for this polish. This one is described as a brown curly base with a touch of red reflective glitter and a strong purple, blue, pink shifting shimmer. This one's $13.75, capped at 300, and it's part of her Into the Spider-Verse series. Another one that started off really jelly-like, and I should not have been surprised. 2 coats was really all I needed. I went in normal for myself, which is sometimes a little heavy-handed than most, but I would also suggest a good glossy top coat and possibly a glitter smoother for the texture. Cracked Polish Cursed Cranberry. I love this name so much. This is her holiday contribution for this month. This is a cranberry jelly with fine purple Aurora pigment. It's $13, capped at $3.50. I'm surprised at the time I'm recording this, it's still in stock. It is such a flattering, beautiful color, especially medium to deep skin tones. It's going to pop so nice on you too. I think it's a universally flattering color, to be honest. I really liked how the shimmer is so fine. It almost gives that vintage type of vibe, which I'm beginning to associate with Cracked. I'm going to suggest 3 coats to build this one up and plump it up really well, and then use a good glossy top coat as it did dry down pretty flat. And then Cracked's regular polish for this month is Emotional Climate. It's described as a smoky gray with silver shimmers. A part of her It's Not You, It's the Weather series. This one's 13, capped at 350, and is another excellent opacity type of polish. 2 coats. I was pleasantly surprised with this because, again, it just started off on the lighter side, but all you see on the second coat, it plumped up beautifully. This is what I would classify as one of those large particle chrome-like finishes. It's got that nice gunmetal finish to it. Very pretty. Dries down semi-flat, but I think any top coat's gonna be just fine with it. Dom's holiday contribution is all wrapped up. This is a jelly pink base with large particle gold, green, blue shifting shimmer. It's $13.50, capped at $200, and again, this is her holiday polish. All wrapped up is what I would describe as a semi-sheer type of finish. If you have a really prominent free edge or falsy natural nail, whatever, I think you might see a touch of your smile line in really bright lights. Now, my full hand shot will give you a pretty good idea. You can kind of see through my falsies a little bit when I wiggle my nails. So it's a softer type of finish overall. I'm going to suggest 3 coats. It's pretty plump, so go in light on said coats. And then again, any top coat will work just fine with this. Dom's regular polish is golden. This is a grayish brown base with strong gold shimmer. This one's $13.50, capped at $200, and it's part of her K-Pop Demon Hunters series. This is really pretty. I liked how strong that golden glow finish is, and I'm typically picky with golds just because a lot of times they're too warm and they kind of blend in with my skin tone. But I liked how this one looked on me. It's just really in your face while also having the backdrop. You can still kind of see that tinted gray base to it. I don't know, very interesting. I will suggest 2 coats here. Mind your brush strokes to prevent any potential streaking, and you're good to go. Speaking of another amazing shimmer polish, Jen & Barry's, he fell right into her Vagenda. I'm sorry, I'm 12. This is a hot pink jelly base with glowy blue purple shifting shimmer and holographic flakes. It's $13.50, capped at $170, and it's part of her The Fringe series. P.S. If you missed my PPU TV episode last month, I interviewed Jen. Go check that out after this video. Anyways, this is an excellent, kind of opaque, smooth type of jelly formula to it. So I thought 2 coats was just fine here too. It did dry down pretty flat, so plump it up with a glossy top coat. Lurid's All I Want for Christmas is Cassian is a warm red base with red to orange Aurora shimmer. This one's $14, capped at $500, and this is her holiday polish for this month. This is such a spicy type of red, very flattering. It gives straight up chili type of tomato vibes to it, and I really, really like it. And I'm very picky with warm reds because I just typically not a fan, but again, I know Lurid can do no wrong in my eyes. This is very popping. I'm going to suggest 3 coats to build it up, and a good glossy top coat gives that almost car paint candy type of finish to it. I'm very surprised this one is also still in stock too. And then Lurid's regular polish is Heavily Foreshadowed Redemption Arc. This is a sheer medium green jelly base with glowy pink to red to orange to gold shimmer. It's also $14 and capped at $500, and it's part of her A Court of Tropes and Cliches series. Another softer type of finish, I think if a visible nail line bugs you and you have a real prominent, say, white natural free edge, you might see the tiniest bit of said smile line. So with that said, I would recommend possibly a blurring base of some sort. And of course, finish with a good glossy top coat. I would heavily suggest going up to 3 coats with this one too, just to plump it up. Nailed It brings us Frankly Fierce. This is a clear to black thermal with pink gold crystal flakes, blue to purple crystal flakes, and black metallic flakes. This one's $13.50, capped at $300, and it's part of her brand new series, Y2K Replay. Now, I want to note on Frankly Fierce, I was kind of thinking this was a more subtle type of thermal, but I was running pretty cool. I have a fan running on me because being pregnant and swatching, I want to make sure I don't have fumes in my face. So I do have a fan on me because I was running cold. Because of that, you can't see the warmest state. So for representation, I would recommend make sure you're looking at the ice water shot to see the cold and warm states. This one is pretty versatile. I can see this also working over colored undies, and your warm state would be that milky finish. Regardless, if you wear it by itself as intended, I would suggest 3 light coats and a glossy top coat. Night Owl Lacquer Thanks Zilla is a grungy yellow crelly filled with multichrome microflakes that shift black to red. This one's $13 with no cap, and it's part of her Bob's Burgers series. Thanks Zilla has an excellent creamy smooth formula. I know the official description says crelly. And it does apply like that, but damn, it popped on opacity for that second coat. I think 2 normal coats is all you need. I didn't have any texture from those multi-chrome micro flakes, so any top coat works just fine. Rogue Lacquer Cuscotopia is a blurple crelly leaning jelly with muted mauve, green, orange color shifting flakes and black metallic flakes. This one's 13 with no cap, and it's part of her Emperor's New Groove series. We have an excellent flaky bomb going on here. This is so pretty. It's like just a strong mosaic effect, which was always what we see from Rogue. She does these flakies so well. I'm going to suggest 2 coats. I chose to do a really thin coat, and then on the second coat, I went in more normal for myself, and I kind of overworked it a little bit to help spread those chunkier flakes, and I was good to go. If your top coat of choice is on the thinner side, you may want to use a glitter smoother. Sassy Sauce Cinderella is a lightly blue tinted base with blue reflective and large particle purple, pink, gold, green shifting shimmer. This one's $13.50, capped at $300, and it's part of her Shoes series. Cinderella has a very plump type of reflective glitter bomb type formula. I chose to stop at 2 coats. If you wanted to really push the bar on this one, you might want to do 3 super thin coats, but it's so plump and intended to be soft, so I chose to stop at 2. I did use a glitter smoother and glossy top coat together. You may want to use a blurring base, as this one also has that softer type of finish. And then Sassy Sauce brings us a holiday duo. This first one is Just Elfin' Around. It's a green jelly base with an assortment of sparkling glitters. You can get the duo only together, and it's $27 for the duo, and it's capped at $200 for the sets. Just Elfing Around has a true jelly formula to it. I think if you wanted to say use a blurring base, you absolutely could. I don't think it's so noticeable in terms of like your free edge. If you do 3 coats like what I did here, I think my full hand shot gives you a good idea of that. So however you want to wear it, your preference, but I think it looks really cool without the blurring base of some sort too, because it's, I don't know, it's like a jelly sandals type effect, if that makes sense. I didn't have a whole lot of texture, surprisingly, from this, so I sealed it up with my normal glossy top coat of choice. The other part of the duo is Reindeer Games. This one is a red jelly with an assortment of sparkling glitters too. Now, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Reds are my Achilles heel for photography. I hate how my photos typically come out of them. So for color accuracy, please refer to the video, especially my full hand shot. This was a little bit tricky for my camera to catch. It is a red jelly, but I think it has a bit of a berry lean to it. To my eyes, on my monitor, I hope it comes across the same way on your screen, that it's not skewing. My photos are just coming off pretty hot and almost pink. So again, refer to the video. Same application and tips as Just Elfing Around. Victorian Varnish also has a holiday duo. This first one is To All a Gross Night, described as a swampy, muddy olive green base with a bright red, orange, bronze, gold aurora shimmer with ghost flakies and a tad of holographic flakes and silver and black reflective glitters. You can only get the duo together for $27, and it's capped at 150 sets. To All a Gross Night has an excellent formula to it. I was pleasantly surprised. Again, maybe I'm just rusty at this point and I'm just getting back into the game, but this built up so quickly for me on that second coat. I almost had to scrape off a little bit with that brush because it built up so fast. So 2 coats and a glossy top coat is what I would recommend. The other part of the duo is Christmas. That was Chaos. This is a smoky brick red with an intense violet red pink bronze glowy shimmer with micro holographic aurora flakes. P.S. The inspiration for this duo is Shrek the Halls. This one also built up pretty quick for me. I chose to do 2 normal coats. It applies like a jelly-ish type of multi-chrome formula, if that makes sense. Not quite that multi-chrome, chromy metallic type feel we usually get with multi-chromes, but I hope that makes sense. It did dry down pretty flat, not necessarily textured, so just make sure you're using a somewhat thicker glossy top coat to plump it up. And then Victorian Varnish's regular polish for this month is Mad or Curious. It's described as a purple when cold to pink when warm thermal with a large particle aurora shimmer and pink violet red with a tiny bit of silver reflective glitters. This one's $13.50, capped at $300, and it's part of their Books, Botanicals, and Tea series. Mad or Curious has a wonderfully opaque formula to it. It applies like a reflective glitter bomb, so just use the texture between your coats to get that build up to happen. I'm going to suggest 2 coats, a glitter smoother and a glossy top coat. I did kickstart this one with some warm water to get that pink to pop out, but once it did, it was good to go and very reactive. Wicked's Big Shot is a red multichrome polish. This one's $13.50, capped at $100, and it's part of her Carnival of Chaos series. Big Shot applies like a jelly type of finish, in my opinion. It's got a strong shimmer finish overall. To my eyes, it's mostly like a shimmery look you're going to get, not necessarily what I would describe as being a multi-chrome. So I would describe it as being a red, like a brick red type of shimmer. I will suggest going up to 3 coats with it to build it up, and a good glossy top coat of some sort. Wicked's Holiday Polish is Poinsettia. This is a green to blue multichrome with amber, gold, and red flakes. This one's $13.50, capped at 100 bottles, and again, this one is her holiday polish. This has an excellent opacity with the formula to it. I chose to stop at 2 coats. That first coat was almost like a foundation, kind of like how I do reflective glitter finishes. And the second coat I went in and you can see it just popped on plumpness and opacity. I would describe this as being one of those earthy types of somewhat multi-chrome finishes. I was mostly seeing more of a duochrome type of effect. I would suggest possibly a glitter smoother if your top coat of choice is on the thinner side. Zombie Claws Frostbite Flush is a turquoise base with linear holographic effect, silver reflective glitter, and purple to blue multi-chrome pigment. This one's $13.75, capped at $100, and it's part of her Zombies series. This has a somewhat, I would say like a standard straight up finish to it. I'm not feeling it lean either way. Not so much reflective glitters in it that, you know, it's like a gritty type of finish and how it builds up. It was almost pretty smooth in that regard. I'm going to suggest 2 coats with this. This was really pretty in person, very rainbow-like in the sunshine. So 3 coats and a glossy top coat I think is best. And we're going to wrap this up with the Will It Topper segment. This is where I use a black swatch stick to demonstrate if polishes have layering capabilities. There's a really good variety this month. Arcana works beautifully as a topper, as I said previously. The BCB Holiday Duo is too opaque, too much of a thermal. I can't really see these working really well as toppers. And then the I Hate the AM, maybe. I think it's still too opaque too. I think you're kind of wasting your time. Cursed Cranberry, possibly. Maybe just over black though. Emotional Climate, possibly. Again, over black, sure. All wrapped up, this would be beautiful over berries and purples and the like. Golden, maybe, but remember that the base is quite tinted. Berries, of course, over black and dark colors. It's very pretty. The Lurids, possibly. I'm on the fence about this one. Cassian was pretty cool over black. Foreshadowed, kind of. I think mostly green if you do want to layer it. Frankly Fierce passes the test with flying colors. I think it'll be cool over lots of different bases. Thankzilla, too creamy. Cuscotopia, it's too tinted other than black. Cinderella, possibly, but very much like the Rogue, it is very, very blue tinted. And then both of the Holiday Sassies, you would be able to do these over Matchy Match undies if you wanted to take away that jelly base. I could see that working. And then the Victorian varnishes, I think across the board, all 3 are too opaque. Like, sure, the multi-chromes look okay over black, but it's just so much of a buildup, and that's not a bad thing at all. Wicked's Big Shot, I think, would be great over oranges and reds and the like that. Poinsettia is way too opaque. Again, not a bad thing. And then lastly, Frostbite Flush. I think you're wasting your time. This one was really cool and very pretty on its own, so I won't recommend toppering this one. The site is currently open for shopping if you want to go in there and grab some polishes. It's going to stay open until October 21st. I will link you all below to HHC's site if you want to check it out. In addition to the Facebook group, if you want to get in there and see updates, all that good stuff. And as always, stay tuned, buckle up. I have lots of catching up to do. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.